Things just keep getting worse for Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott following the tragic event that took place during his Astroworld festival in Houston. Kylie and Kendall are both facing backlash for ducking out before things got crazy, and the aftermath of the festival is turning out to be much worse than we originally thought. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here on IO. But first, if you happen to be new here and you don't want to miss another video, make sure you tap that subscribe button. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Kendall and Kylie Jenner are both facing backlash right now after 8 people lost their lives in a crowd surge that took place during Travis Scott's Astroworld festival. Scott was headlining the festival, and both Kendall and Kylie were in attendance, sharing photos and videos via social media. In one of our last videos, we went over the video of Kylie just casually panning past an ambulance in the crowd. But in addition to that, Kendall also got called out for leaving photos up that show an area where people had lost their life. To make matters worse, a fan video shows them quickly being escorted out by security right before things started to get really ugly in that crowd. The real reason why they are being called out for this evacuation effort, though, is because out of all the security guards that were hired for the event, all of their focus was on the VIPs. At least that's what it looks like. People just a few feet away were passing out in the crowd and being stomped on, but security couldn't evacuate those people fast enough to a safe area where they could get medical attention. However, when the danger started getting close to the special people, it was suddenly no issue to evacuate someone from the crowd. Now, it's easy to sit back and play armchair expert with what should have been done here, but if they were escorting the VIPs out of the area, someone knew this situation was going to get out of control. Before taking the VIPs out, 4 people were removed on stretchers that were reportedly not breathing at the time. Right then and there, the festival organizers should have been contacted by the Houston police, and that concert should have been stopped. Because if you have already found 4 people unconscious in a crowd of that size, 50,000 people, statistically, there will be more people. One Twitter user really hit the nail on the head with this and commented, "The fact that they escorted VIP out shows awareness of safety threat and negligence towards the safety of the rest of the crowd." And indeed it does. Kendall Jenner also broke her silence on the matter and said, "I'm still at a loss for words over the news from Astroworld. I'm truly broken for the families that have lost loved ones, and my prayers go out to everyone involved. Sending everyone who has been affected all of my love and wishing them strength during this incredibly devastating and sensitive time." And it was also announced that Travis Scott will now not be performing at this weekend's Day End Vegas festival. He was originally scheduled to headline that event, but reports are now saying that Post Malone will be filling in for him. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner is also defending his officer's decision to allow the show to play out, saying that abrupt stop could have resulted in a riot, adding that the festival was not understaffed and that the officers in attendance were sufficient enough to handle that crowd. But based on what happened, I don't know how you could confidently say that everything was handled properly here. There were 50,000 people in attendance, and perhaps under normal concert circumstances this police to audience ratio was okay before, but at a Travis Scott concert things are already known to have gotten out of hand. The saddest story though that I have seen so far is what happened to 9-year-old Ezra Blount. Ezra was sitting on his father's shoulders during the concert to make sure that he was up out of the crowd. However, during the crowd surge and chaos that ensued, Ezra's father was overwhelmed by the crowd and ended up getting knocked over. Ezra then fell to the ground and was trampled by other attendees before someone finally rescued him and got him to the hospital. Medics found that he had suffered from major organ damage and as a result was in a coma. Relatives of Ezra say that he is also suffering from severe brain swelling. Ezra's father explained what happened from his perspective and said, "We attended Travis Scott's Astroworld Fest. I had my son on my shoulders awaiting Drake's stage appearance. I began to be crushed until I couldn't breathe. I passed out. I woke up and my son was gone, and due to his severe injuries, which are swelling in the back of brain damage and trauma to nearly all organs, we are certain that he was trampled and is still in an induced coma. We are thankful for his life and thankful for all the prayers and positivity. We are asking for donations for his medical bills and anything that comes along with this tragedy." I will also link to that GoFundMe page in the description down below if anyone would like to donate to that cause. In the days after the event though, Travis also announced that he would be covering the funeral costs for the 8 people that had lost their life at his concert. And he will also be partnering with BetterHelp to provide attendees with mental health support. As always though, we would love to hear your thoughts on all of this, so don't forget to drop us a comment down below. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.